There we go. Guys, what's going on? What's going on? What's going on? Right? Here we are again. Look at this, guys. Look at this. Man, oh man, oh man. Boy, oh boy, oh boy, guys. Doing the day shift today, of course. Thanks all you guys for being here, you know. You guys, once again, here, I'm going to drop the link for anyone that's coming up. Guys, we'll do about 15, 20 minutes for people, for everyone in the chat, and then we will go members only. So guys, make sure to hit the join button or hit the link in the description. I appreciate that. Let me see here. And guys, yeah, let's see. Let's break some news. Let's break some news. Look at that, guys. Here we go. So yeah, guys, this was supposedly sending troops to the Middle East, right? Guys, what do you think? You know? 2000s guy, what's up, dude? Raise Eyes here. What's up, man? Good to see you. Good to see you, man. Remixer, how's it going? 2000 guys. Yes. This is World War III. I don't know, man. You know, either way, you know, sucks, right? I mean, yeah, guys, I actually haven't been paying attention to this as much as I should be, but I can tell you guys, like, I think there's people in the government that have been wanting to go to war with Iran since I was young, since the 80s. You know, so I'm trying to figure out if this is just like a show of force, or or if this is going to actually be something that's going to kick off. You know, where's a good news agency that's not copyrighted? It seems like only the big. Here we go.
Amid those tensions rising in the Middle East, and we're hearing reporting from Edward Lawrence saying the Situation Room meeting had lasted about an hour and 20 minutes, but it came to a conclusion. Also, another post.
Remixer, dude, they've been talking about war with Iran since 1980, the year I was born. You know what I'm saying? So
Iran is always used as like a boogeyman that they can just say, oh, Iran might come over here and Iranian people are bad. And
yeah. So
saying the White House official telling him the meeting with the national security advisors in the Situation Room starting soon. They talked about strikes inside Iran on targets, likely the facility where Iran has its nuclear program. Strikes are on the table. Let's bring into the conversation right now senior fellow with JINSA and former national security advisor under Vice President Dick Cheney, John Hanna. John, thank you so much for joining us here on Live Now from Fox. What type of conversations went on inside of that Situation Room, and what are they talking about in relation to potential strikes against Iran?
Thanks for having me, Andy. I think they're clearly looking now at real live options for U.S. intervention on Israel's side to go after these Iranian nuclear sites, particularly that deepest, most important nuclear uranium enrichment site that the Iranians have at Fordow, built several hundred feet under the ground, under reinforced concrete that only U.S. bunker-busting bombs can get to, delivered by U.S. strategic bombers that Israel doesn't have. There's also a need. Israel's over the skies of Iran constantly, destroying missiles, destroying other nuclear sites, destroying military leadership sites. They have a lot of planes in the air, a long distance from Israel to sustain that kind of pace of operations. they could really use some advanced U.S.
And it's crazy because I guess I've been hearing about this my entire life, so I guess I'm just indifferent. Like, guys, I mean, you know what I mean? Like this has been a thing for so long, you know, that is kind of crazy, right? Like, you know, hold on, guys, let me do one thing here. I gotta do one thing here. I gotta do one piece of housekeeping here. Let's see. Yeah. So, guys, I mean, we've heard about Iran. Yeah, just like Snowboarder said, this entire time. And yeah, guys, I guess I'm just kind of indifferent to it now. I mean, Snowboarder, what do you think?
Well, they've always been playing around in the Middle East like this. This is sort of kind of like what they did, you know, after 9/11, when like British intelligence was like, oh yeah, they have weapons of mass destruction in Iraq, and like, so we should go over there for like 20 years looking around for it and stuff.
Yeah,
and we didn't, and we lost. We actually lost those quote wars because we gave them all of our, you know, weapons and just like left everything there.
Yeah,
and true. Spent 20 years. Like, that's a long time. So that this guy on the right loves that. If he worked under Dick Cheney, because Dick Cheney made a ton of money over there with Halliburton and stuff. So that's what these guys, they really love that. And we don't know anything about Iran. We just assume they're brown people that have a nuke that want to kill you, and they don't care. No, a lot of them don't care.
You know the whole history behind that, right? See, they had democratically elected someone that the United States didn't like back in the like 79 or 78. Because remember, guys, back when Iran was like, you used to see chicks in Iran like walking around wearing skirts and stuff back in the day, Afghanistan. But then the United States propped up a guy who was like super duper right. I mean, super duper like Muslim. What is it called?
Islamist.
Yeah. And then everything's been jacked up ever since over there, you know? So I think we need to pull out of the whole region altogether, honestly.
Yeah, me too. Well, the point is these people will play around and get money over there, and it justifies the defense budget and all this stuff.
That people talk about the Ukraine thing, where's all this money going? We've been sending money over the Middle East for 50 years now, 40 years now.
Yeah. Yep.
You know?
So it's discouraging that it's probably always going to be this way. And another thing too, in that area of the world, those people have been fighting like forever. Yeah. It's just been fighting forever and stuff like that. But I don't think we should be supporting Israel and doing anything about it. That's like almost getting into World War III. Israel can take care of themselves on this one.
Yeah.
I don't want to give them any money. I'm not kissing that wall. I don't want to do anything involved with it personally.
Yeah. Well, guys,
I'll just leave it at that.
Let's take a little pit stop here, because did you see these morons, mostly chicks, that were like, we're gonna march through Egypt to Palestine?
They're gonna get killed in Palestine.
They've just been violently dragged into the buses here at the first checkpoint on the way to Ismailia. We were sitting quietly and not doing anything. We were debating that we would leave soon in taxis back to Cairo, because we did not break any law. And all of a sudden, several people stormed in, and they started to push people and drag them violently outside. They have beaten people. I have seen one woman that was beaten in her face in front of me.
What did you think? what's going to happen. You guys are going to go. First of all, guys, do you see Egypt ever taking in Palestinian refugees?
No.
Nope. Right? They don't want them there. Right? And these dunderheads thought that they were going to what? Just fly into Egypt and just tell Egypt what they're going to do? Come on, man.
Some people are really fucking stupid.
Come on, dude. I got to do a whole video on this. Matter of fact, here, hold on.
Do you remember a few years ago there was like a chick and her husband? They're like, we're gonna like cycle through. They're like mountain biking or something through like Afghanistan, and they just ended up like beheaded.
Hold on. Here you go. 1 second, guys. Give me a minute here. Where is it? Yeah, he already made a good video on this. Here you go.
Deporting. They told me if I cared so much, I should just go there and help. So I am. I will lead a march to Gaza, the immediate end to the killing and starvation of the people of Gaza. I will be going as part of the Palestinian Youth Movement's delegation, who is joining hundreds of other organizations and thousands of people from 32 countries across the world to march 30 miles on foot from El Arish to Rafah.
You stupid woman!
I'm here in Egypt and for the global march to Gaza, from Cairo to Gaza. We made it past one checkpoint, and the second military checkpoint we did not make it past. They started stopping everybody and taking their passports, and had a whole bunch of riot police show up. Even
You're gonna have them take your passport in Egypt? Are you stupid? Come on.
You stupid woman!
we are peaceful.
Hi everyone, I'm on the global march to Gaza in Egypt.
Doesn't this just look like the type of person who would think that this is a good idea? Guys, this is so stupid. Look at this.
Stopped at a checkpoint. They took our passports. They've detained us. I'm going to show you. They put us in a barrier like animals. They've locked us all in. These are all activists. These are all people. We are activists from multiple countries, and they've brought the army. They've brought armed cars. They are.
You mean that your stupid little cause doesn't matter? You don't say, right? Can you imagine? You're showing out. You're tearing up your college. Diplomas, and getting arrested and doing these camps at these colleges, thinking that you're on the right side of history, and then you finally fly over to the Middle East, this mythical wonderland that you're trying to protect, just to finally find out
you've been had, you've been took, you've been hoodwinked, bamboozled, led astray, run amok.
Remixer says Nug 11 can have them. Hey guys, hey Henry, don't put the schmatzy word in the swastikas. Don't do that in the chat, dude, please, because that's not trying to call you out, but guys, please, like, once we get political, guys, you really, really, really need to code your language, all right? Because they have these AI things that are just looking for words.
Yeah.
In people's YouTubes now, you know what I'm saying? So people's YouTubes, people's channels. Okay. Free Kikistan, what's up, dude? Good to see you, man. Dante's here. What's up, man?
Going to take us back to the airport to deport us. We have done nothing wrong.
Canadian citizens and many, many others have been detained, went missing for hours and hours, and were deported from Egypt over the weekend. Some remain in custody.
Notice that most of these are all 304s, guys.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, they're college educated for sure, and they're told like, "I'm gonna go make a difference and stand up."
Yeah. Ridiculous. And guys, this is the Middle East. This is Egypt. They aren't playing games.
No.
Guys, put a 1 in the chat. I know Lenny's in the middle. He was in the military, but if you've been to a kind of country where you're walking around and there's guys with AKs, you know what I'm saying? Like, guys, that's a lot of countries around the world where they have military police and stuff just chilling, you know? Absolutely insane.
All because they dared to try to peacefully march to the Rafah crossing to break Israel's siege on Gaza and save lives.
How's that going to work? How's that going to work?
Israel will shoot you. They'll shoot you.
But not just that. They're going to the Egyptian border that's closed.
Yeah.
How are they going to break the siege? The siege. There's a reason why the Egyptian border is fortified. They don't want them there. Yeah, Lenny says, even as a U.S. military member, visiting one of our allies overseas, you're subject to their laws. Yeah, facts. Yeah.
Weekend messaging back and forth with a Canadian physician who is there. I also communicated with Canada's global affairs.
Look at this dunderhead right here, guys. Okay.
Wow.
Department. And I'm going to fill you in on what has been happening here. Because sadly, the marchers have had to cancel their plans to head to the Rafah crossing. And despite communicating to Egyptian authorities that they no longer intend to go ahead with the march, and despite their movement's full compliance with Egyptian law, participants in the march are reportedly being arrested in the streets and their hotels simply for being part of this peaceful movement.
How are you going to be like, yeah, but the way that we aren't breaking your laws. We're going to tell you what your laws are and tell you that we aren't breaking it.
Yeah, you don't have freedom of speech over there.
Guys, you don't. Okay. Prisoners have rights in America. Think about that. You have rights after you're arrested in America. That's a very new and very rare thing. In Egypt, they're like, prisoners' rights? What are you talking about?
All because, once again, they dared to march to the Rafah crossing to break Israel's siege on Gaza. Now, as I mentioned, over the weekend, Canadian physicians...
About how self-absorbed, self-centered. Think of the hubris. That we're not possibly doing anything wrong. We're in the right no matter what. And we're going to go to the... Don't they talk about like a colonizer mindset, right? You know what I'm saying? We're going to go and tell all these black and brown people that they're wrong and we're right and we need to march. So what are you talking about? Yeah, Reza said, did they not learn from Brittany Griner?
Yipeng Ji kept me posted on what was going on. First, they left for the march, but when they tried to pass from Cairo to Ismailia, people had their passports taken. Yipeng sent me these images, pictures of passports.
Guys, yo, that's not good. That is not a good thing. Bro, guys, Colin, snowboard. If you saw... Let's just say that you were planning on going anywhere in the world and you Googled that place and you saw something like this. Would you ever think about ever going there?
Oh, hell no.
It's scary, actually.
Cooked. Dorian, what's up, dude? Thomas Brown says he's in Hawaii. What's up, man? So Hawaii's in the house.
On the ground.
Fuck you, Israel! Fuck you, Israel! Fuck you, Egypt!
Is that smart?
What?
Fuck you, Israel!
All right, guys. Gotta follow up on what I believe to be one of the most fascinating stories going on today. in a news cycle that includes a lot of fascinating stories. This one is really flying under the radar. And we have to do an update on it, right? The woke activists are finding out in Egypt that Egypt is, in fact, not America, that Egypt is not the West. And last time we covered this story, we talked about how when they initially got there, they were shocked and surprised when they started to get their asses whooped, right? Because they invaded Egypt in order to cross the border into Rafah. Now, Egypt does not want the Palestinians in their country. Right? They don't.
What a concept, right, guys? Like, where's this? It's just crazy how disconnected these knuckleheads are, right? Like, first, the whole feminists for Palestine, gays for Palestine, right? We're gonna go into friggin' Egypt, and what do you? This shows how just uninformed these idiots are. You know what I'm saying? And how like their sense of self-importance to think what do they think they can do over there? Someone.
I was adding on to the self-importance thing. Like they think that them showing up and they're just going to say like, oh, geez, there's been like this, biblical war going on. Like we're just going to change it because some college-educated 304s showed up. Like, but they actually believe that. So it's like just like how women always think like the environment adapts to them.
Yeah,
that's basically exactly what they're doing over there. Thinking
that most of these knuckleheads are women,
right? Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Going to the Middle East voluntarily. That makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
Hey guys, here's another thing too. It's like Egypt can just disappear you. You know what I'm saying? Let's just say like half these people don't come back. What happens then? Nothing. They can't do anything. Clown world.
Don't want anybody coming across the border. They are blocking people from going into.
Egyptian police detained several participants once they tried to assemble. This was just outside of Cairo. Arlington native David Fleeg joined the march and says he watched as several people from his group were detained. He actually spoke with our Jericho Tran about what he saw. And this story is all new for you tonight at 11.
Took their passports, detained them. Some people were able to get through and made it there, and they were beaten by Egyptian police before they were rounded up.
So basically, in Arabic, guys.
Onto buses, and they are currently at a location.
Say again?
How much do you think they got beaten? A little bit or a lot?
Let's go.
That we do not know.
The police is having a crackdown on us.
Arlington, Massachusetts native David Fleig found himself in the midst of danger after a failed attempt to reach the Rafah border from Cairo, Egypt during the global march to Gaza.
The American delegation of which I was a part, it's unclear exactly what happened, but we had somewhat of a collapse of our leadership and communication structure, and were told that we should all return to Cairo.
We've just been violently dragged into the buses here at the first
We
checkpoint.
don't know what's going on. No, we are very, very scared. Hey, guys, think of this, right? Like, there's freedom of speech is a thing here. Doing stuff like how they're doing in LA right now with the riots is legal, but no other places on earth tolerate this mess.
No,
you know what I mean?
No.
What are you talking about?
Thousands from around the world participated in the march to try and encourage the Egyptian government to allow humanitarian aid across the Rafah border into Gaza. Now, those who were detained are taking to social media to call for help.
They started to push people and drag them violently outside. They have beaten people. I have seen one woman that was beaten in her face in front of me.
I think the very idea of us doing anything to highlight what was being done to the Palestinian people was not acceptable to them.
Fleig was able to make it back safely to Cairo, but remains uncertain about his plans moving forward.
Egypt is just arresting people. Anybody with a backpack, they're getting detained.
It's their country.
Makes you wish you were back in America now, huh, you dunderhead?
Yeah.
This is what I mean. For the arrogance of abundance and the ignorance of abundance, right? This is how people that have never been in a war zone, that have never been hungry, that have never had anything but abundance think. You know what I'm saying? They only think that they're woke, coastal, liberal, idiotic mindset is how everyone else on the planet Earth thinks. And guys, doesn't this show how that the bullying tactics of the left have worked for so long that they just are used to just getting their way? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
To where they can't even fathom that they go to a country that's diametrically opposed to their worldview and has got AKs to back up theirs. You know what I'm saying?
So it's not really clear, like What that means?
This as Flagg's wife Lauren and their 2 children anxiously wait for his return.
He's not been detained, but I do worry about what's going to happen at the airport, and I'm concerned about the well-being of everybody else who is on this very important and peaceful action.
Jericho Tran, NBC 10 Boston.
It won't be long until we're taken now.
Among them, TD Paul Murphy, who live streamed some marchers being detained by Egyptian authorities.
Let's go.
Unfortunately, when we got here,
I'm rooting for the Egyptians. Let's go.
passports were immediately confiscated by the army, and everyone else who was here has had the same situation. There was a bus here, which they tried to get people to go on, but refused to go on because.
Let me see. God of the Sea is here. Blood Boiling's here. Godfather Sports, what's up, man? Good to see you guys. We'll do like another 3 minutes, and then the chat will go members only. So, guys, either hit the join button or the link for membership, or hit the StreamYard to call in, guys.
I think correctly, that it would be used to deport them.
Back home in Dublin, Paul Murphy's wife has been closely following the events in Egypt.
I have not spoken to him. His phone was seized. The last we saw was his live video where it's clear that he was forcibly and looks like violently seized.
Several Irish people are among the estimated 4,000 global citizens who signed up to
4,000 of them. 4,000 knuckleheads. Absolutely insane. It's nowhere called. Do you think there's anything on earth that can make you do something this stupid?
Oh, hell no.
Yeah, it's just not. I don't know I don't really know what their end goal is too, because what are they going to do? Get closer and get killed?
I don't understand it.
You know what I mean? Like, what's the goal here?
Yeah. Yep.
Organizers called a non-political and citizen-led march.
Yeah. So a lot of people who showed up treated here. It's okay in America. Why is it not okay in Egypt? Take a look.
Isn't this stupid? How you see like the Middle Eastern people aren't showing out this way, but people from the West are. Isn't that crazy?
Look at this guy on the left. It's Top Dad, like Top Gun.
Yeah.
It's like, come on, like this is the real deal stuff that's going to be happening. Over there. We can't like wear a shirt like that.
This is not a game, man. Guys, they flew there to try and play the game, right? We all know what happened. Game over, man. Oh yeah, Tim Hicks. Yeah. You don't see any of us there. You don't see any of us blacks there. No way, dude. No way. You know what I'm saying? I don't think so. So
Have enjoyed ourselves, so we don't know what's going on.
What do you guys say about this?
Well, I've come to sightsee. It's my first time here, and I want to see Egypt, and I'm not being allowed to do that, which it's very oppressive.
So what they're doing is essentially they're
in the sun, sitting here without water, without any assistance, without toilets, without food. They tried to distribute the passport in a very.
You said you don't have any water. What's that in your hand?
Yeah.
Moron.
Disgusting manner, in a manner which is equal to the Zionists distributing the food in the cages for the Palestinians. It is disgusting what they're doing. It is shameful. I know that Egyptians are not like that. I know this country.
You're in Egypt, you fucking dildo. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
I know that's Egyptians and I'm not like this. There's Henry. There goes the neighborhood.
Watch out.
Watch
out.
What's up, dude?
Hey,
What's up, man? Hold on. Give me 1 second. Guys, the chat's going members only. So, guys, make sure to either call in or get a membership, man. So, Henry, what do you think of the whole sending troops over and then these knuckleheads acting stupid over here?
Well, I mean, the knuckleheads, it's pure entitlement. They think they can go to some other country and tell them how to run their country.
Yeah.
And not get arrested. They're not citizens. Did you hear that guy, that reporter said that the citizens protest. They're not citizens of Egypt.
Yep.
These people are delusional.
Yep.
Is supporting the Palestinians. I know this country is, or the people of this country is with Palestine, and we appreciate the Egyptian.
Dude, they don't even let them into their country. The border is walled off. They have a wall between Palestine and Egypt. You dumb.
Egypt built a wall, not only above the ground but below the ground, so they can't tunnel.
Yeah. Look at that.
People. However, what we see today on the borders is absolutely shameful.
Everybody listen.
Please,
yes, brother, speak.
Can you declare yourself?
Hold on.
He doesn't need
We are the police, and we are announcing through our police. Okay. Please respect our country and listen to us. Respect.
Yeah.
We just asking.
So this Egyptian guy said,
That's the sound of the police.
this guy's like, we would not respect your country. Shut up, dude.
With politeness. I can go. Listen. I can.
They don't have to listen to shit.
That guy needs to be locked up.
Hey, look at the white woman with that like
keffiyeh.
I don't know what that thing is. They're just LARPing to get Instagram pictures and stuff.
that's
Like she is loving it right now.
That's the Palestinian head wrap, keffiyeh.
Yeah.
You can't stay. This is against this country law. You can't stay there.
We can't stay here.
Get out. You suppose all respect our country and our law. Okay. So your message has been already received, and you can go back and turn back to Cairo. We're supposed to arrange all of that.
We could do it in America.
Okay.
Why can't we do it here?
There it is, guys. Right there.
You can do it in America. What an idiot.
That pretty much sums it up.
Someone say something.
I mean,
what is going
That's it.
on?
And notice these people, they're only concerned with like Gaza itself, not the fact that like we are going to be in like World War III if we like start screwing around with Iran, which we kind of are. That's not going to be. It's completely unnecessary. That's what they should be. And if we just let these other countries handle it, China and they'll actually take care of Gaza for you. They don't want Israel screwing around there either. Yep. Iran was one of the only countries to try to help Palestine and all that.
Palestine doesn't exist.
Yeah.
It's a made-up thing. It's a made-up thing. There were no Palestinian people before the 1960s.
Yeah.
That was the terminology of the PLO, man.
Okay. Wow. We can do it in America. Why can't we do it here?
Moron.
Bingo.
You laugh.
Back to America.
In America. Why can't we do it here? Maybe because Egypt is not America. Egypt is their own sovereign country with their own laws, with their own way of life, and that they do not have to allow a Westerner to come up in their country and to tell them how or if to enforce their laws. The entitlement from these people is off the charts. I can't believe it, right? I cannot believe these people are genuinely shocked that Egypt is not America, that as an American, you do not have the same rights.
You don't have the same rights in most of the world. Once again, you look at Banana Chad down in El Salvador, right? He built that big prison out in the middle of nowhere. He arrested 67,000 people in like a month and a half. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And they're like, Jefe, what about a trial for these prisoners? He goes, trial? ¿Cómo está trial? You know what I'm saying? He doesn't. And guys, they were arresting even if you had the tattoos. Well, my son's not a gangbanger. He just has the tattoos. Look at that. Hold on.
Yeah.
Look at that, man. Look at that. Yay, look.
We won't be silent, free. Let's stop the bombing now, 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 now. We are the people too. We won't be silent, free. Let's stop the bombing now, 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 now. We are the people.
There it is, guys. All right?
What? If they're from Amsterdam, why are they chanting in English?
Morons. Look at this.
Show them your face. This is what they did. This is what they did to a woman. They were violent with all the men, but even the women.
Yeah.
Because it's the Middle East.
Yeah.
You
Equal
moron.
rights. Equal rights.
Yeah.
Someone says, are they going to worship the Pharaoh again? What's going on? Someone says, hold on. We'll watch like one more and then we'll
standing here and we were deported, all of us.
Good.
From Egypt without any reason. Our passports were stolen or taken. Some of us still don't have a passport and some of us still don't have their phones. And now we are all deported here without any reason. They didn't tell us why we are being deported. This is in Cairo right now with at least 50 people.
Someone says thanks. Thanks, Egypt.
Hey, goodbye.
Someone says thanks, Egypt. WPA says,
hello, croutons.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And I want my medication and I want my croutons, please.
What a mess, dude. What an absolute mess. Oh, and then Remixer, man. Thanks for the membership, my friend. Appreciate that. Thanks so much. Appreciate that. Let's see.
The global march to Gaza is a movement.
This does look like someone who would do this, right?
The global march to Gaza is a movement from activists all around the world who were attempting to march to Rafah in Gaza to show their solidarity.
With who?
And indeed, activists from all around the world have been flying into Egypt, getting on buses to Egypt, and their goal was to reach Rafah by June 15th. Well, unfortunately, Egypt's president, al-Sisi, is making sure that doesn't happen. For the past day or so, many activists have documented and provided testimony of authorities detaining them and taking their passports. Good. Even the Global March to Gaza X account posted this today, saying our passports are being detained at the Ismailia toll booths in Egypt. They say they will give it to you when you return to Cairo, but what they actually do is take you to the airport by force and deport you.
Let's go.
Now, if it wasn't enough that Egypt is not allowing these activists to peacefully march to Rafah, they're also physically harming and harassing them. Take a look at this video clip of one of the activists showing Sisi's goons coming, throwing water bottles at detained activists and hitting them with batons.
At activists?
That's really not that bad.
Yeah, they're lucky they're not getting shot.
Or they could be using rocks. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Rocks or something.
How they like to do that over there, right? Right, guys?
Yep. Water cannons.
So a bunch of Westerners fly into a country of brown people and try to tell them what to do. Sounds like a colonizer mindset.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's also anti-small hat.
These are not activists. Wait. Post. Let's go. Let's go. So yeah, guys, I'll probably put this. I'll clip this and actually make this as a video. But yeah, guys, like Henry said, nah, hey, goodbye. Get rid of them, dude.
Get out.
Get rid of them.
Get out.
Morons. So guys, let's do this first.
Don't go away mad.
Crowder.
Crowder.
Marriage. Here we go, guys. Right? Now, guys, we saw all this this crap that the Steven Crowder had put when he was first getting married, right? Hold on. You remember he was like, yeah, we waited till marriage and then la 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 la.
I didn't see that. I used to watch the show quite a bit, though. He can be pretty funny.
Look at this. Waiting till the wedding night, getting married the right way.
Yeah, boom.
You see that? You guys never saw this?
Yeah,
I saw this. As anyone who's read my abstinence column here at Fox News, I could guess, my wedding, something that I look forward to for quite some time. After having tied the knot at the end of August, I can now say beyond all shadow of doubt that it was everything I'd hoped and prayed for since my childhood.
No, brother.
Let me preface this by saying my wife and I not only waited sexually in every way, but we didn't shack up as live-ins, and most importantly, we courted each other in a way that was consistent with our publicly professed values. We did it right.
The lie detective determined that was a lie.
Guys, what does Snowboard, Colin, Henry, Ray, all of us guys say? Guys, they will get got. Right, guys?
They got got.
They will get got. You know what I'm saying? This is why, guys, all of us, we don't even argue with these trad cons and these blue pills anymore, right? All we do is look them in the eyes.
You can't handle the truth.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Right? Okay. Feeling judged? I couldn't care less. You know why? Because my wife and I were judged all throughout our relationship. People laughed, scoffed, and poked fun at the young, celibate, naive Christian couple. We certainly never make it till the wedding without stooping. And if we did, our wedding night would be awkward and terrible. Turns out that people couldn't have it more wrong. I have like a white noise coming through your background. So if you can mute, I don't know who it is, but try muting until you talk.
I think it's Henry.
Yeah. Just unmute when you talk, dude, or use headphones or something. That's better. Yeah.
Is that better?
No, it sounds like it's raining where you are.
Okay.
Just mute until you talk. So, turns out that people couldn't have been more wrong. So, looking back, I think that women saying those things felt like the floozies they ultimately were, and the men with their fickle manhood tied to their pathetic sexual conquest felt threatened. Guys, what a douche, right? What a douche.
Beta!
Our wedding was perfect. Our wedding night was nothing short of amazing. I write this on a plane heading to a tropical paradise with the most beautiful women to have walked the planet Earth. I know everybody says that their bride was the most beautiful in the world. They're wrong. I win.
Check.
The story of our morning after, however, one that transpired in the most glaring epiphanies I'd ever had. As my wife and I ate breakfast at a local inn, we discussed how excited that we were to start our lives together, and how scary that it was. Everything was now so different. Okay. And then he's trying to say that like people who get drunk at the wedding, we didn't get drunk because that's for losers, right? Our wedding truly was a once-in-a-lifetime event. It was God's honest celebration of two completely separate lives now becoming one. Physically, emotionally, financially, spiritually, everything that made us who we were individually now becoming bonded together, please.
You've been had. You've been took. You've been hoodwinked. Bamboozled. Led astray. Run amok.
So the people next to us that morning, well, there's just one big party. And the morning after, just another hangover. Our weddings were the same event in name only. They know it and we know it. Do yours the right way. If you're young and wondering if you should wait, if you should give in, don't. Do it the world's way. What a joke. So now, guys, we obviously saw his divorce, right? His wife had tried to label him as an abuser and all this other stuff. And now, guys, okay, here we go. Let's go here.
Young women are not, and that's how you get to the point of being
she only cheated because you weren't giving her enough attention.
Exactly. Exactly. There was no more intimacy. There was a breakdown in communication. If a guy cheats, no matter what, he is a piece of crap societally. Here's the thing. There are now people on the right who are still telling you, no, young men, it's not that the option's available to you. It's not that the agenda that's been driven home and that has been thrust upon you is a problem. It's actually just you. Young men, you are still, even though you make up 94% of workplace deaths, even though you make up so many of the suicides, you are the problem, at least according to Tommy Laurent.
Sounds like a lot of the points that we make, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
But I thought that this didn't matter to him because of Jesus.
Yep.
Clown world, right?
He was there a couple of years ago.
Yeah. Yep. He drank the Kool-Aid. Everything is men's fault. Guys, any person that presupposes that all the issues are caused by one group is a moron. And guys, presupposition is not good because how do you learn? How do you move forward if you think you already know the answer? You know what I'm saying? That's like one of the reasons why I just can't get on this whole TradCon thing. It's so stupid.
It's a major problem. And, you know, Speaker Johnson has been talking about those maybe deadbeat folks that are on Medicaid, and maybe some of those folks are the stay-at-home sons. We don't know. But I'll tell you this, leave it to Gen Z to rebrand laziness and social awkwardness as...
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Come on, dude.
Somehow better. But Laura, I got to tell you, this is also a big problem when it comes to, I think, declining birth rates, people not getting married and having children. You know, that's
How many children has she had?
No, zero.
Yeah.
Guys, here's the thing. You can actually see charts that show the moment that second wave feminism started, birth rates dropped, marriage rates dropped.
Yep.
Men have not changed. Men have not changed. Most men, guys, look, I'm never having kids, ever, right? Because even when I was young, I thought that I would, get married, teach my son how to play catch. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Like, I think all of us men, when we're like teenagers and young men, honestly believe that that's one day what we're going to do, right? You know what I mean? But then that red pill gets stuck up your butt, and you're like, no way. I never really wanted kids. Well, I always pictured myself, like somehow being in that fatherly role, but it's just not happening. You know what I'm saying? It's just not. So men in general, it's still crazy where Colin, let's just say that you were double your money now, right? Or like snowboard, that you were to somehow get like $3 million. There's a part of your brain that would be like, man, guess what? Now I can buy a big house, get married, and have some kids. That's how men automatically think when we acquire resources. We are selfless. We are naturally selfless people. When men win, everyone wins. When women win, women win. What a joke. What a joke. And guys, it's like, it's crazy that our reaction to this feminism is making ourselves go against our very nature. That's how crazy this society is. It's making men go against our traditional provider mindset. You know?
It's a big problem. They blame it on women. Well, look at what young women have to choose from. The pickings are slim. Yes, we might have a feminism problem in America, but it's the feminization of men.
Look at that. And who's raising these feminine boys? Who's making it so that the dating market is impossible, right? Who's choosing to not have kids until they're in their mid to late 30s and all the kids are, yeah! You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Come on.
There are a lot of young women out there that want to get married.
The lie detector determined.
Or you can say that they want to get married, but they want to marry
get divorced
a female. No, they want to marry a man that's a woman.
Yep.
Even in dating now, guys, it used to be, guys, put a 1 if you know people whose parents had differing political opinions, whose parents, one might have been a Jew and the other one's a Christian, right? They were different people, which means that on their first date, they disagreed and just like, okay, cool. But now, guys, put a 1. If you've been out on a date and the chick, she brings up all these crazy things that you're not supposed to talk about on a first date. And if you say no to any of it or you disagree, right?
Yep.
All of a sudden, you're disqualified. All of a sudden, it's
how dare you?
It's not just that you didn't vote for Knucklehead Harris. It's you can't even say that you didn't vote at all. I don't really care about politics, right? And all of a sudden, it's
how dare you?
Come on, man. This self-centered, hubris, knuckleheaded, arrogant mindset. It's ridiculous.
Want to have kids.
What you want? If you ask a girl if she believes in like God or something on the first date, she'd be like, "How dare you ask me something like that?" It's like, what's like
there's
it's
another
just a basic question. Like, you don't have to. There's not a right or wrong answer for me. I'm just interested in, getting to know you.
There's another channel. There's another channel, Dating Delusions. I don't know if you ever watched it. He says these women all want to. They all want to date a clone of themselves in Chad's body.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, a Ken doll. You know what I'm saying? That stands there, doesn't talk, has no balls, has no genitals.
Yep.
Yeah.
Families, but there are a lot of young men out there who want to live in mama's basement and order DoorDash, and therein lies a big part of the problem.
Yeah, and by the way, I understand this idea of dealing with the work ethic of young people in some ways, sure. Tommy Loren is a master of the straw man. Like, that's just not the real problem. There are no options for men. Who's feminized men? And I just heard Tommy Loren list a bunch of things that she wants and expects from men. Okay. But maybe men have expectations too. So men are the ones who are living at mom's home and ordering DoorDash. Here's the thing you need to understand. Around the 20-year-old, like Gen Z women, they're twice as likely to be obese as men. They're significantly more likely to be depressed and to be on psychiatric medication.
Yep.
This is so young men who, by the way, are in many ways becoming more fit. Young men who are often, in many ways, certainly young conservative men who are focusing on self-improvement. That's the message that you hear from people like Dr. Jordan Peterson. That's the message you hear from a lot of people, whether you like him or not, and I think he's wrong on a lot, Andrew Tate. That's the message you're hearing from people like Andrew Wilson out there. It's resonating with young men. It's not a message. You can argue until you're blue in the face, but the message to young men right now, where they are checking out of the dating pool, the message is very consistent. Young men, get your house in order, make yourself valuable, make yourself desirable so you can select the right kind of woman for you. Young men are less obese, they're less depressed, they're more independent,
and women still blame young men? Let me tell you, can anyone out there,
singing a different tune now, aren't you, Crowder? No, guys, he can't go balls deep in our position because he has his TradCon audience, obviously. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But he's tap dancing on the line.
He's quieter with Chowder Crowder
guys,
now. He's not loud anymore about what he was saying.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, yep.
One out there, name me one fat pride male model. One who's making millions. Hey, can anyone name me an equivalent to OnlyFans for young men? I've read numbers as high as 25% of young women have an OnlyFans or have considered it. The lowest I've seen is 15%.
Mm-hmm.
What's the equivalent?
Young straight men. There are young gay men that are fat, gross, potato sex symbols.
Yeah. I don't really know about sex. I'm sure they have OnlyFans. Yeah, sure.
You could stand and lose some weight there yourself there,
pork
Captain
chop.
Kangaroo.
Come on, pork chop.
Or they did plus size.
Yeah.
Look, you cannot continue to blame men while women are being told that they are beautiful at any size, that they can have an abortion at any time, that all of their decisions are valid and none are valid for men. To the point now where we've invalidated young men's decisions to not engage.
See?
I will make the case.
It's true, guys. I told you that's the thing that they're scared of the most is men minding their own business, right, guys? They can't fathom the idea that maybe Snowboard wants to just hang out, build his nice big cabin out in the woods, be left the hell alone. Oh, he must. If he's out in the woods, he's plotting something because he couldn't possibly not be thinking about a woman.
Just working on my headless doll collection in my shed. That I do all goddamn night long, every night.
Come on, man.
I would argue young men have far fewer prospects when they're looking at good women in their generation than women do. And you know how you know the dialogue reflects that? Tommy Loren, she can't help herself. She lists a bunch of expectations of men and none from herself. Andrew Wilson asked her, that's why we had him on the show on Pierce Morgan. He said, can you name me one duty? He said, there are many women who would love to be feminine, who would love to have a man take care of them, who would love to have a family and be able to stay home. Okay, great. Those are things that you would want. What are you bringing to the table aside from being fatter, more depressed, and physically inert than ever? That is young women. It's not the same message that young men are being bombarded with. Young men right now, and I have a son, I have a daughter, I'm going to have to protect her from predators. Anyone touches her wrong, guess what? You'll see me on the nightly news with cuffs behind my back. I have to protect him from false accusations of him being a predator. I've had to think about this when you have a boy-girl twin.
Facts, yeah. Facts, yeah.
Teach my daughter that she is not perfect just the way she is. She is not a princess. Everything she does isn't inherently virtuous. And I have to teach my son the same. Also, you're not a piece of garbage because you were born a young white male. Don't own the checking your privilege. Don't own the white guilt. Then I have to teach both of them. You are both imperfect. You are both fearfully and wonderfully created in the image of God, and your actions define you. Society says man at fault, woman beautiful at any size, brave no matter what you do. All choices are as valid as the next choice. Men, these are your duties. And then you see it from conservative, so-called conservative women. This is what we expect of you. Okay? What can we expect of women?
Nothing.
Why are you trying to control me? Okay.
A virtuous woman, right? Please.
The lie detector determined that was a lie.
A chaste woman.
The lie detector determined that was a lie.
A respectful woman.
The lie detector determined that was a lie.
Demons, man. They're demons. Why would any man put up with this? And when you see a TradCon like Crowder, guys, saying this stuff, dude, and his divorce is not over. You know what I'm saying? He's still getting dragged through the mud,
Okay, then enjoy 60% of women being single and unmarried by the year 2035, I think is a stat that I heard. What she just said is flat out wrong and sounds really shrill and naggy.
And there's hypocrisy in what she said, her fake her fake little scenario that she presented.
Yeah.
A woman wants this, a woman wants that, a woman wants this, and the man just wants to sit at home in his mom's basement. Well, let's think about that little analogy just made up there. His mom's basement. Where's dad?
Yeah.
Did mom get tired of her marriage when it was convenient for her and then leave him, take the house?
80%.
And now dad's in an apartment, can't afford to provide for his son?
Yeah.
So now he's living at home with a mom who left his dad at a convenient time and put him out. Oh, why doesn't he like women? Why doesn't he trust women?
Yeah. No, she's making it sound like young men just put in no effort and live at home. Hey, hold on a second. Let me ask you. Who was it who spearheaded an entire movement to make sure that you wouldn't have to pay for your own birth control? Was it men with condoms? What was it? Or no, it was, that's right, Sandra Fluke, remember that? Where it should all be taxpayer funded on demand, period. Same thing, Hobby Lobby, it was a violation of your rights to not have abortion or abortificants as they believe it. 16 out of 21 birth control methods were paid for by Hobby Lobby health insurance, but
look at
it was a violation of your, so who was the one who wants free birth control? Who's the one, which group wants free extended maternity leave?
Yeah, free tampons.
Free child care, rearing, raising, so you can out. I just want to be clear. Which one is that? Is it young men, or is it young women? How many young women are checking out and going to trade schools? The trend that we see. How many are becoming carpenters, electricians, working in a foundry?
None.
Sure, there are plenty of lazy young men, entitled young men. Absolutely.
Is Tommy Laurent? Is she married to like a
former
like
baseball
tradesman
player.
or
who's now a coach?
Yeah. And then it has no kids. And it's trying to talk about being conservative and all this foolishness, right?
Okay, I mean that's cool. I'm sure he's not a lazy guy, but
yeah. So
she definitely
wealthy guy. I'm sure
checked a lot of boxes for herself there.
Yeah. I'm sure there were no tradesmen around who were working.
She says
really
all
hard
these young men are lazy. Who do you think's putting up the freaking electric poles?
I know. Yeah.
Who more construction than ever in history in this country?
Yeah.
Who do you think is doing it, dum-dum?
Yeah. It's just a feminist.
Not young men.
Listen, it's just like a feminist rehash.
Fake nose makeup chicks. You think that's who's doing it?
Yeah.
Really? You think?
Fake nose. Good one.
Isn't it funny, guys? Once again, Crowder was a trad con. He was
the biggest one.
He was saying all the same things. Crowder was at one point, just like Charlie Kirk, was saying all the same stuff. Oh, men needed this. Men are letting right? And here's the thing, guys. Men need to man up and lead women. You can't lead people who don't want to follow.
Yeah.
How is that supposed to work? How are you supposed to lead people who don't want to follow? We don't live in Egypt.
No.
You know what I mean?
Sharia law.
Yeah.
Sorry, Gerald.
No,
don't
you're
be.
fine. My problem is it's just like Tommy Laurent is sounding just like what she purports to hate. And that's my issue with her specifically on this, is that she doesn't look at what caused men to be in that state. She doesn't look at that and say, hey, what are we telling young men right now? What are we doing to them as women, as society in general? What are we telling young men? Because that's what we're really talking about, is young men are checking out. Okay, why? Not, stupid, lazy young men. That's not how you solve the problem. Even if you disagree with what's causing it, you don't go, men are being lazy right now and living in mom's basement. Stupid men. We have enough men telling other men that they're stupid men. We have enough self kind of regulation amongst men. What we don't have enough of is looking at, how are we training society? Are you getting what you've asked for, ladies? Do you like what you have? Okay, then let's change it. Don't just keep blaming men. Try to figure out what the root of the problem is.
Yeah.
Then we can get somewhere.
Well, there are two solutions to this, okay? And they don't like the male solution. The young male solution, statistically, and we've talked about this, they're just checking out. They're saying, I'm not going to get married. It's too much risk. I don't like the choices that I'm looking at before me as far as women. Young women, like Tommy Laurent, their solution is to blame men more for checking out.
Yeah.
What about a young?
Well, yeah. Just because there's cow feces on one plate and freaking dog feces on the, don't complain. Just eat it.
Yeah.
If you choose to not eat, you're just lazy and stupid. Come on, man.
Young man who's just planning his life. He's like, yeah, I'm working my ass off. I'm working 10 hours, 12 hours a day, 5 to 6 days a week. I come home. My parents are not just my mom. I hate that because it implies that the mom just leaves and takes everything, and the dad's a deadbeat, whatever. But he's just this young guy. He's living at home with his parents, saving up money so that someday he can when he's ready to propose to a woman, when he's ready to start a family, when he's ready to suggest that to a woman, he has all the things behind him ready to go.
Yeah.
And he has the money. He has an investment. He has, you know, a investment account.
This guy is so big, he can use his own stomach as an armrest. You fight like hell, man. Well, you can't fight anything, dude. Run some laps, do some push-ups, bro.
Accounts. He has down payment for a house.
Yeah.
Guy has a car that's paid off.
Yeah.
The guy who can support somebody. What's wrong with that guy?
Yeah.
Because he lived at home with his parents until he was 25.
Right.
Took advantage of the opportunity he had because he came up kind of.
Guys, all around the world, you know, you go to Africa, you go to Southeast Asia, people stay with their parents until they're actually ready to get married and leave. You know what I'm saying? Like, I have a lot of friends of mine that are immigrants, and they just live with their parents, especially Muslims. Like, the youngest son has to live with the parents. You know, it's their job to take care of the parents. You know what I mean? So he basically, like, never moves out. He actually moves his wife in, and then they take care of the parents. You know? So
I'm not rich.
Let me tell you what a young man goes. First off, let me give you a very clear example, okay? If you're a man and you're obese, now you're 2 times as likely to be obese if you're a woman, a young woman than a young man. That's just a fact. And young men don't typically like obese women. Black guys, we get it, but so you're a young man.
That's pretty funny.
And you're obese. You're living in your basement. You know what not one of your male friends says? Nah, don't worry, you're in great shape.
Yeah. They certainly don't tell you that. Look at this guy laughing. Dude, hello, mirror, buddy.
Yeah.
The best you can hope for is, hey, man, you're in a rough spot. You know, I'm here for you. You'll figure it out.
Yeah.
We don't tell them that you're beautiful and brave in your state of disarray. Every single woman, by the way, who are twice as likely to be obese as young men, has friends going, no, Becky, you're beautiful. If he doesn't, I had a scenario, this is true. I had a scenario where I was roped in by my then lady to console her friend who boyfriend broke up with her. Mm-hmm. And they were going, oh my God, let's go. He just doesn't deserve you. And they were like, tell her. I go, I remember when she cheated on him. And they all were like, no, it's his loss. I'm like, no, it's not. It's not like he dodged a bullet. What you want me to, whereas if a guy cheats on a woman, we'll go, even the bad guys are like, nah, she caught you. Well, them's the breaks. It's your consequence.
Yes.
Young men are held accountable. Young women are not. And that's how you get to the point of being
she only cheated because you were.
There you go, guys, right?
Yeah, bingo.
Crowder's sounding a little bit different now, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yep.
And this is how all these guys are. They will get got. No ifs, ands, or buts about it, you know?
Weren't giving her enough attention.
Exactly. Exactly. There was no more intimacy. There was a breakdown in communication. If a guy cheats, no matter what, he is a piece of crap societally. And I'm not saying that either one is okay, but I remember going through that going, wow, I guess there is no wrong that can be committed here that is impermissible. Hey, let me ask you this. You're a young man. You go through it. You go, oh, okay. Hey, I think she's really, I think that woman's really, you know what? I'm going to take my shot. Oh, wait, can't catcall. Oh, wait, according to Gillette, I can't even go up and hit on a woman. Okay. Oh, wait, we have a problem of rape culture. So if everything is consensual, but she doesn't like me later on and I break up, she could still go out and falsely accuse me of rape, and I lose everything, as we saw with Aziz Ansari, as we saw with Chris Hardwick, as we saw with as we saw with Trevor Bauer. Okay, there's that. All right. Well, let's say I work, I don't incur student debt, and I finally find a right woman. Okay, I want. Well, if she doesn't want to work it, okay, she's going to go out and work. She's not going to raise the kids. Oh, I guess I have to outsource the raising of my children, which is never a part of my dream. All right, I guess I'm going to work extra hard so that we can get the best nanny. And now I'm not present enough at home, and she's gone. And the law says that even if she never made as much as me, she can take all of it. And now I'm living in a junior suite. So men go, you know what?
Sounds a little bit different than we waited. We did what Jesus wanted.
Yep.
The most beautiful woman on God's green earth. You're all jealous because of Jesus in my life. Sounds a little bit different now, doesn't it, boys? Right? They will always get got. You know? Hilarious.
Considering the caliber of women out there, in the young generations, they're checking out. And I'm not even I'm 37.
Especially if it's a young man and their mom is that woman.
Yeah.
In that scenario you just played out.
Yeah.
Their mom is that woman. Why won't this man get married?
Yeah. And by the way, you also hear, by the way, if he loves you, he'll love you just the way you are, women tell other women. Guess what? That's not true. He loves you. There are things he wants to change about you, just like you with him. You know, the pet project that you treat him as. But then I've also heard women go, if love is never transactional, you just heard not 1, 2, 3, but 4 or 5 transactional portions of that equation. Man has to be successful. Man has to be a provider. Man has to be masculine. Man has to lead until he starts.
Hold on, guys. Look. Whoa. Hold on, guys. Hold on. Let's do this. Let's take a little break ski. Hold on. Look at this. Look at this.
Hello, Congresswoman. What do you have to say today about the starvation of children in Gaza?
You're a self-hating Jew, right?
Right.
Look at that, dude. Look at that. Not freaking holding back any punches, man.
Shots fired. You are.
I was
You hate
asking.
Jews?
I am a Jew, so
Yeah,
I'm certainly
you hate
not.
Jews. You love Hamas.
Well, I'd ask you what you think about the
You guys are
starvation of
domestic terrorists. You support domestic terrorism.
That's also silly, but on a more serious note, do you have concern about the starvation in Gaza? I know you love Jews. We all love Jews. What about the children who are starving because Israel has not let in food for the last 2 months?
What about all the Jews that have been
That's
murdered
Israel's
by
fault.
Hamas and civilians in Gaza? You
And
guys
so
are disgusting.
you're okay with the collective punishment of 2 million people?
I support the Jews all around the world, even you. Your self-loathing Jewishness.
So you support me? Okay, good. Well, do you support children? Do you think children should be starved and kept away from medicines?
You're really fast on your feet. I'm surprised at how fast you go. You got sneakers on?
I do.
You're doing pretty good.
I do,
You
but I
work
am
out
worried
at the
about
gym?
your soul and your heart. That you don't seem to be caring about children.
Love the pink ladies. You look good.
That was awesome.
Oh, here you go, guys. This is for all you cisgender hetero white men. You guys ready for it? Guys, hold on. We now Here we go, guys. Here you go.
We're taught the basics of hygiene. Just say that.
This person said dealing with people's poop is harmful. That is absolutely disgusting and inconsiderate to your roommates. What's the lore here?
Animals poop.
They do.
Humans are animals.
All right. I'm with you.
And therefore, we need to know how to handle poop.
Just put it in the toilet. Poop it into the toilet. I don't even touch it. Isn't that crazy?
There are various ways to handle poop
There's one way. Poop in the toilet.
depending on your context, your resources, your culture, etc.
What are you doing with your poop?
White folks, colonizers, would dump all of their wastes into the water.
Well, it goes into like a waste treatment facility. So we don't really dump them into the water. Not anymore, at least.
Contaminating all of their water sources. But indigenous people,
Noble Ones is his T-Pain's cousin. He says, calm down, Snowboard.
African people,
You guys, do you poop in the ground?
we had specific practices for disposing of our waste,
Would you put them in the ground or something?
which included washing our hands, which
I'm not understanding what's happening. What do you do with your poop right now?
white people don't be doing. So yeah, if
I mean, we all do that now. But what are we talking about here?
you don't wash your hands, then I can understand how poop can be scary
Are you touching poop? Is she holding poop in her hand? I don't know.
for you. But for those of us that know that some soap and some water will kill 99% of bacteria
Are you saying that you have 1% of poop bacteria on your hands at all times?
and viruses, we don't share those same fears. The fear and disgust that y'all have is because of your lack of education on hygiene and waste management.
I think that this person plays with poop.
Dante said, "Is she eating it?"
Coprophiliac.
Disgusting. Okay, here we go.
Leading in a way that you don't like, in which case you can leave him and take half. Love is never transactional, but she's not going for a carpenter who's working, making a good living, but isn't rich and is a good man who will treat her right. There are plenty of men like that around. Young women aren't interested, and young women are fatter, more depressed, less mentally stable, and men are checking out. Here's the thing: you can scream women, and I don't want to see this. I want to see a return to traditional relationships because it's the most fulfilling thing that you can find in your life. If you find a woman who is good, and women, if you find a man who is,
how would he know?
Submit to him as in any other subordinate role to a leader, you will too find what is good. But here's
how would he know?
You can scream until you're blue in the face and blame. They're checking out now. They're just not. They're just not getting married. They don't think it's worth it. You can scream. You can.
Did you guys see the allegations against Tyler Ferry? But guys, we all know Tyler Perry. He was a booty band. I mean, come on. Let's be honest, right? Well, but apparently, some guy was like, "I was on the set, and he asked me if I was a bottom."
Shocking.
Chris, Mike, what's up, dude? Good to see you, man.
Continue to blame men, and you will die alone. That is a guarantee. There is no door number 2 until you start taking that lens and looking back on yourself. Let's talk about choice, because we always hear about women's choice. Tommy Loren is now condemning men for making the only choice they have left. Let me walk you through it. All right. My body, my choice. Okay. Man and woman. They make a child. They make a baby. Only the woman's choice. Does the man have the choice? No, let's keep it. I'll raise it. No, you do not. Hey, well, actually, I don't want to have this child. Doesn't matter. You're on the hook financially for the rest of your life. You have no choice in whether it lives or dies, and you have no choice in whether you financially support. If it comes to financial support, be responsible. Don't be a deadbeat. If it comes to preserving its life, shut up. Don't be a misogynist. You can't tell her what to do with her body. Okay. All right. Choice. You can choose whatever you want. You can choose to work. 40% of the labor force are now women. That entirely changed the structure of our economy, basically overnight. You can choose to work or choose to be a stay-at-home mom, and both are beautiful and brave. Okay, man. Man wants woman. Man wants wife. Can he choose to be a stay-at-home dad? No, not if he.
Doesn't sound very trad Connie, does it? There, Steven, right? Guys, this is why, guys, they can never ever doubt our talking points. They can always argue how it's said and who says it, but never what is said, right, guys? Ever. I've never seen anyone ever disprove any of our talking points, ever.
He wants a woman to marry him. Sometimes it happens. But let's be honest, it's not presented to us as a choice when we're young. Choice. Hey, if a man is the primary, can he choose to leave? No, you cannot. You will be punished. Everything that you've ever earned, including what you earned before you got married, will be stripped of you. You have no choice. Oh, you're not happy, woman, and you've never worked? You can choose to leave in the pursuit of your own happiness at the cost of your family, and you'll be richer than you could have ever dreamed and could ever have attained any other way. You married a successful guy. Take his shit. So the only choice that young men have, or you can say feel they have, is, do I want to play this game or not?
Sounds like snowboard Henry myself, right, guys?
Yep.
Only choice you have is to mind your own business.
Suppository still being inserted.
Yep, that's true. That's true.
He's taking it right now.
And they are making their only choice left, which is not to play. And if you now start condemning them for making that choice, more people are going to make that choice. When you talk about choice, let's be very clear. A young, able-bodied man who wants to have a family has no choice. He has to work his entire life. He has to be responsible. He has to hold himself accountable. If he wants a good woman, if he wants a decent quality woman, to use the term, he has to stay in shape. He has to be on top of it. He has to be articulate. He has to be charming. He has to be well groomed. He has to make a decent income. There's no choice. And he has no choice in what happens to his children.
Now, guys, I agree with that, but there's one thing that I can say. You know, once again, all this stuff, guys, no. Because Nug and Gavin get chicks all the time. So he needs to add the layer to they have to be well dressed and well groomed to get a chick that's been ran through by a guy that's the opposite. Nugs and Gavin aren't well dressed. They aren't well groomed, right? They're just there.
Whenever you see a H-Ron addict, they always look like trash, but they'll always have a chick behind them helping them.
True. Yep, it's true.
Every time. They'll like face tattoo, look like garbage, skinny, probably have the high five. There always will be some woman right behind them.
Yeah, they'll go and pick up a chick in their other chick's car.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. What a mess. What an absolute mess.
What happens to his finances? Like, let's just go through that. We focus for so long on women's choice, and now women don't like the choices they have left in men. Well, the only choices you have left were the men who were on your side saying, yes, women's choice. Oh, now you're upset that they're feminine? Feminists in covert, this is the only movement that I can think of that vilified catcalls. Now, there's a very big difference between come over here and suck my... That's wrong.
Whoa.
But a whistle or a, hey, you're pretty... Vilified catcalls, vilified men saying, hey, you know, if you smile, you have a beautiful smile. You smile more, you catch more flies with it. Vilified them. And now vilify men for not complimenting them enough. Where'd the chivalry go? Where do you think? You're still here on YouTube. Remember when we could say whatever we wanted on YouTube and people didn't have to censor out words like
that, guys? Sounds a little bit different now. Huh, Crowder, right? You know, guys, I don't... Say again?
Did you say this same thing happened to Charlie Kirk, too?
No.
Okay.
It will.
I was saying,
it will, probably.
It will. Yeah, it will.
Okay.
It honestly will, right? But here's the thing, guys, because he had Andrew Wilson on the show. Hold on. Actually, you know what? Hold on. Where's the first time that her and Andrew Wilson were talking? You guys remember when Andrew Wilson was like, "Well, men out of marriage," and I think that was the first.
You have to answer the question.
The first rift between Andrew Wilson and the Red Pill, right? Was this conversation right?
What does he get?
I think that there are virtuous women that men can still get.
The lie detector determined that
Where?
was a lie.
Where is this?
And that they can practically get them.
Well,
and
but
that
Aaron-
they exist all over the place,
I mean,
and there's millions of them.
Yeah, but Aaron Clary's run the numbers on that. That's not true. Like if you calculate,
Yeah, I've read Aaron Clary's. So I've read Aaron Clary's book, right?
Mm-hmm.
But what is just so you know, right? 1% of 300 million, still 3 million.
Mm-hmm.
Still
But
a lot
it's
of
still
women. Right?
1%.
Yes, but how many men are out there?
Right. It's more than 1%.
How many men are there? They'd be like, well, here, all these guys are out here trying to buy sports cars. And a lot of them want that special edition, like 911 Turbo. Well, only 0.1% of those Porsches are 911s. That's plenty. That's 500, right? Well, how many millions of men want them? You know what I'm saying?
And he's making the reverse argument that they always like calculate for a woman. Like he's got to be above 6 feet tall, make this much. So like he's trying to say, oh, men can get a 1% woman. Well, what is, for the lack of a better term, we'll call this a 1% woman. And then women want the 1% man. So that they're just really not that tangible if you're going for 1%.
But the question was, in general, what do men get? She's saying in general, right? And he's trying to say men as a whole can hopefully get one of that 1%. What are you talking? So what are the rest of the guys supposed to do?
Right.
Yeah. What do the other 99% get?
and his numbers are not saying 1% are marriageable. And what he's giving us a spectrum, right? He's saying, if you're willing to put up with X, there's going to be.
Even in pro Andrew Wilson spaces, there is people saying Pearly things that is a knucklehead, but I agree with her. Right? I went to other places where this clip was posted, and people were actually shocked that Andrew was like lost here because he's trying to defend the indefensible. You know what I'm saying?
It's a hill he's trying to die on for no reason.
Yep. Look at that.
Be 50% of women available for you. If you're willing to put up with Y, there's 30%, right? But if you want a chaste virgin, no tattoo, no trauma, it's a very small percentage. It's like, well, yeah, of course it is. But that probably was, it's probably always been the case in sexual liberation.
No.
That if you want a chaste virgin, women, no tattoo.
It's a lie.
Well, he said since sexual liberation.
But women weren't going around tattooed back in the 70s and 80s.
Well, there was an argument also. He was saying that, well, the majority of men never got to reproduce anyway. So it's like, well, what's the issue? That's all throughout history. Guys, the last 120 years, guys, a majority of men in the West had kids. Got married, it was a normal practice for men to get married and have children. So all the rest of us, here's another thing he does, is he makes this dichotomy of men are either in the streets banging and clanging or they're married. That's not the case. Men are not doing anything at all. So
that's going to be a small percentage.
And the reason why I'm bringing this up is because Andrew Wilson was on Crowder and they were talking about this.
In the study.
Chastity, virginity.
Yeah, it was. That wasn't in there. No. If you want to pay off a girl's debt, when you just calculate debt, obesity, and you know,
are
so
marriageable.
Yeah.
Yeah, from his metrics.
Yeah. So okay, if you want to pay off a girl's debt, cool. But and then he didn't even include like sex work. So like again, it's kind of asking the question like, what's in it for the average guy?
I think he did include chastity numbers. Clary did in his book. Now that I'm thinking about it.
I don't think he did. Yeah. I could be wrong.
Yeah, I'll go back and take a look. I have his book, so I'll take a look. But either way, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, but
ultimately, what I'm saying is like,
here we go, guys.
So when we're looking at those metrics, you're looking at the metrics for marriageable. It's like, well, let me ask you a question. What makes you marriageable?
Nothing.
So nothing makes you marriageable?
No.
Why is he trying to
debt, no tattoos. I wish I was a little younger, but yeah. No
so that's
debt,
it.
no tattoos.
No debt, no tattoos.
I mean, I'm a nice person. I can cook. I'd be a good mom.
Yeah. So I would say then that if those are the categories we're looking at, like body count's not even in there, this and that. When we're talking about debt too, how much debt? It's like if you come in a relationship with $10,000 in debt, I don't think men care. I don't give a shit.
Yeah, it's never $10,000. It's like $100,000.
I want everyone in this chat right now to put a yes or a no if they would ever take a woman seriously who has $10,000 of debt.
Come on, man.
Everyone stop and put a yes or a no. Daniel, there is the link in the description for a membership, or you can hit the join button. Let me I'll drop the link for a membership now. Let me see. Sorry, guys. Let me see. 1 second, guys. What's going on here? I gotta do this quick. Sorry, guys. Oh, yeah. Steve just dropped the link, Daniel. So just hit the link there, and you can remember. Outlaw, what's up, dude? Good to see you, man. Good to see you, my friend. Let me see here. Yeah. Outlaw says no. Mantis says no. Nope. Lenny says nope. Yeah, guys. Here's the thing, guys. Because even if she is trying to pay it off on her own, right? She might have to work all these hours and I have this debt hanging over me. And she's gonna cry and make it your problem.
Yeah. Why should you have to accept any debt?
Yeah. Yep.
Why?
Daniel, man, thanks for the membership, my friend. I appreciate that. So guys, here's here's the thing, because men actually do have more. I think it was like, I don't want to say credit card debt, but consumer debt. But they count business loans and other things in there too. So if Henry is a plumber and he makes his purchases on his credit card, right? You know, for parts and all this other stuff, they count that debt. You know, so.
The average is, I think the average is 25,000.
That's still not bad.
Come on,
come on, shut up!
That was a lot.
It's a freaking car or two.
See, guys, these are TradCons for you.
Come on,
You guys, I like Andrew Wilson. Andrew Wilson's one of my favorite, if not my favorite person to watch on the internet right now. But guys, right here, because they did a follow-up the day after, right? And I honestly think it's because Andrew looked and saw, like, wait a minute. Here I am talking to Pearl, who's just some ginger broad, and I wouldn't. Now they're friends in real life, I guess, you know. But like, he looked like he didn't know what he was talking about, and this was the first schism between Andrew Wilson and the Red Pill, and like by talking points alone.
Listen to what he said. The average man in this country makes what, 55,000, 60,000 a year. He's saying $25,000 in debt isn't bad.
Yeah.
Get out of here.
Wait, no way. Hold on. Is this real? Carlos X. Wait, what?
Because he doesn't need to die on this hill.
Yeah, just because he's married doesn't mean he has to defend it.
Hold on.
Oh yeah,
Bianca.
No way!
Yeah, I just watched it about 2 hours ago.
No way!
Oh my god!
Are you guys serious?
It's not nearly as entertaining though.
Wait a minute! Hold on. Guys, dude, fucking Christmas came early. No way! No way!
We should pay her to do like a cameo.
Whose car is that?
Your mom.
Dude, it's her!
Oh yeah, she's back.
Oh, let's go!
My
She's
god.
back.
Oh
She's
my
back.
god. Yeah.
Guys, no way!
It was a warrant for arson.
Look at
For
that,
arson?
guys!
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
and some other stuff. She got picked up on a warrant.
Look at that! This person says, "We all know who you are, Bianca. I've never even met you, and I recognize you, so of course that's the costume." Let's, guys. I usually take Wednesdays off because tonight, 9 p.m. Guys, let's go. We're gonna watch the original clip, and we're gonna watch this clip. Let's go, guys. Everyone, stop and give Carlos X a round of applause. Let's go.
Yeah, man.
Let's
Nice.
go,
Bravo.
man. Let's go.
I'll watch it tonight. I'll save it.
Look at that, guys. No way.
Thanks, please. I'm all sweaty. God.
Oh my god.
What is this? It's like finding an old friend. Let's go, guys. Okay, yeah, guys. 9 p.m. tonight, guys. 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, guys. Tonight, we're gonna do a Bianca live. Let's go.
Cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs.
Guys, what is going on? What an abs. She's in the back of the car. Oh boy, guys! I don't think it's just healthy to be this excited to see this done her head again. Because I told you guys that she got arrested for carjacking an old lady.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Oh my god!
Even the cops said they knew her.
Yeah. So guys, all right, guys, we're at the hour 33-minute mark. There's one more thing that I want to show you guys. Hold on. Where were we here?
Yeah, we should pay Bianca to do like a cameo and say like, "Hey, AJ's Rants" or something like that. She's gonna need money.
Hold on. That is copyright music. Hold on, guys. Give me a second. Here it is.
I have mental issues.
There you go.
And income, your job are 30% lower, where our unemployment is 7%, yours is 4.2%, where our
Hold on, guys. I gotta bring this up. Because these knuckleheads said that they're gonna leave America and move to Canada, right?
Good luck.
Here it is.
Yeah, good. Do it.
Good luck.
Texas to Canada 6 months ago, and the differences, the ones no one will think about, are fucking wild.
Oh, wow. Well, welcome to Canada, where house prices are twice as much and incomes are 30% lower. Where our unemployment is 7%, yours is 4.2%, where our economy is the worst in the G7, and it's not even close. But hey, at least healthcare is free, right? Although it really isn't. And if you have a serious emergency, you're probably gonna die in the emergency room. And where we just replaced our prime minister with an investment banker who hasn't even lived here for the past 10 years. And this is where it gets really bad. If you make $150,000 in Ontario, you're going to pay a 28% tax rate, whereas if you made the same $150,000 in Texas, it's only 18%. But for Ontario, we know it's way more than that because ChatGPT isn't including sewer tax, property tax, water tax, HST, and all the taxes you pay in Canada that you don't pay in the US. Yeah, your tax rate at $150,000 in reality in Canada is probably closer to 50%. But hey, welcome to Canada, where you're freezing your ass off for 8 months a year. Everybody's miserable. But hey, I'm a Canadian going the other way. See, I had a business in Canada, renovating properties, buying properties. I bought and sold over 150 houses, made a lot of money. And now I'm restarting in the US because life is way better in the US. See, we already live in the US for 4 years now during the winter in Florida, and we're about a month away from getting our visa finalized to live in the US full time. So if you want to follow Canadians' journey on leaving Canada, living in the US, building a business in the US, follow me. I got so much more to share with you.
Follow. Let's go!
Yeah.
Let's go! Right, guys?
Canada is.
Let's go. Guys, look at that.
Oh, yeah.
Telling you, anyone has a problem, or if anyone wants to sing our national anthem in Spanish, get out!
Yep, GTF.
Get out! Matter of fact, hold on. Where's this guy? Yes, see the hold on. Here you go. Shorts. Hold on. Where's the one with that chick where he did for the girl was like, we didn't come to America because it's better. He's like, get out then. Where is it? Where is it? I can't find it for now, but yeah, we didn't come here because it's a better country. He's like, well, get out then. No.
And your girl is so funny sometimes. You
Dang it. Ugh.
Jesus.
Yeah. I can't find it, but yeah, people just, why talk bad about a place that you can leave at any point? Just go. Just go. We don't need you here. We don't. So, but all right, you guys, I'm gonna shut this bad boy down, guys. 9 o'clock tonight, guys. We'll actually do some greatest hits also, and guys, tomorrow we're gonna do so tomorrow's Juneteenth, guys.
Yeah.
Juneteenth.
As many of these knuckleheaded B-dubs as we can stand. All right, you guys. I appreciate you guys.
Thanks, AJ.
No.
Right, see ya,
guys, tonight, 9 p.m. Take it easy. Bye, guys.
See ya.